didn't exist. If they did, then it would be Matthew visiting her, guiding her, pushing her cold feet forward whenever she felt she couldn't do something, as he'd often done during their 5 short years of marriage. He had died almost a year ago. The shop girl came beside her, dusting the shelves. "Would you like some of the lavender, Mrs. Cecil?" That beautiful name, the only last name she'd ever possessed. The repetition of it inspired questions. "You know me from the flower fields. Have we met?" "Everyone knew Mr. Cecil, God rest his soul. And all the flower girls know you. If a blackamoor, sorry, if a shop girl could be more, then we all can." Theodosia, dark skin and all, an inspiration to others? If those shop girls knew the whole of things, they would be scandalized, horrified at the things she'd done. Theodosia became teary-eyed. She'd received unmerited favor, catching Matthew Cecil's eye and his mercy. "Sorry, I didn't mean nothing." Theodosia nodded and tugged at her sleeve, hitting her reticule against her buttons, which clinked like serving bells. Her fine clothes hid the past, the fatigue and hunger of living on the streets. She forced a smile. "Becoming more is the beginning." "Yes, ma'am. Quite a good un." From the outside, it must look like that, but some secrets were best kept in the grave. She turned from the almost hero-worship look in the shop girl's eyes and counted the brightly colored decanters in hues of salmon and cobalt blue lining a near table. "This is a lovely place. Have you done well since the shop's opening?" "Some days. Some mornings we're good and busy. Others slow and easy. So much different than selling on the streets." That worn-out heart of Theodosia's started moving within her chest. She caught the girl's shy gaze and said, "Slow days mean no money, but they can give ease to the back." With her palm, she cupped her mouth. "I meant selling flowers. Long days." There were worse things for the back than an honest day's work selling flowers. Her mother's work at a brothel, that had been hard. The younger woman nodded, but frowned as a shadow engulfed her. A thick, portly fellow, wearing a heavy burlap apron, stepped from behind them. "Do you belong here, miss?" Theodosia blinked, then stared at the man who stood with arms folded, disapproval flexing each meaty muscle. "Are you sure you're supposed to be here? Black servants don't come unattended. Blackamoor or whatever you are." "Sir, this is Mr. Cecil's widow," the shop girl said as her gaze dropped. The man gawked as he glared at Theodosia. After an eternity of seconds, he said, "Oh, that Mrs. Cecil." The pride she'd felt at hearing the Cecil name slipped away. It fell to the floor, ready to be trampled by her own short heels. With silk ribbons trailing her bonnet and an onyx walking dress stitched with heavy brass buttons, he still saw her as low. Was he thinking, as she often did, mistress, half-breed, by blow, whore? No matter what Theodosia felt about her past, she'd not let the sour shop clerk or anyone else stuff her into one of those names. She was a widow to a good man. "I'm not a servant, sir. In fact, you are one of the many vendors who use my family's wares for your livelihood." She took a step closer to the man. "I'm your business partner." The man turned a lovely shade of purple, darker than fallen bee orchid buds. The vein